live. I probably was supposed to hit that button that said, let's go live. What's up, world? What's going on, man? How y'all doing, everybody? What's good? What's good? Thank you to everybody that's joining the Tony Mack channel. This is my first time doing a live in a long time. I'm going to invite my bro up in here, man. Shout out to Chi, the Critic. He going to come and join the live a little bit later when I figure out how to send the link. Uh, once I figure out how to send the link, man. Plus, also, we're going to give a little few folks to get up in here before we jump into the subject matter. How everybody doing, man? Hope y'all living blessed. I hope at least watch college football. Now, y'all, I'm literally on here pressing these buttons. Can y'all hear me clearly? Y'all hear me clearly? Cool, cool, cool. Y'all still see me? Good, good. Yo, Chief, you can hear me, bro. Were you able to catch the link? Were you able to get the link? Yo. I see you. I don't know if you can hear me, though. I guess throw a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Open the panel. All right. How do I open this panel? Boom, boom, boom. You press all these buttons until you do. Powered by StreamYard. Do I press this button right here? Nope, that ain't it. Background, music. I'm over here pressing everything. I'm going to get it today, though. One of these buttons going to do it. He said he can hear me, but open the panel. I'm trying to. All right, there we go. Invite guests. Bam. There we go. So I'm about to send out the link to you now, Chi. I had to stop being an old set Flintstone for a second. That should be the link for you to join it now. Oh, yeah. It's a lot I want to talk about, man. Just the aftermath of this Charlie Kirk situation. I want to talk about Damon Dash on the Breakfast Club. Shout out to Damon Dash, man. Anybody know me knew I used to be a big-time Rockefeller fan. So seeing Damon Dash on the Breakfast Club go down like that, that was almost like seeing Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson to me. Yeah, he said he got to do an update. Wow. Friends, how many of us have them? Nah, I'm messing with you, man. I know it take a little second. But yeah, man, y'all seen that Damon Dash interview on the Breakfast Club? Man. Seeing all these beefs with Rockefeller, I know we're never going to get a reunion tour. You know, Beanie Siegel, Oskino not seeing eye to eye, Cameron and Damon Dash not seeing eye to eye. And we all know Damon Dash and Jay-Z probably ain't never, ever going to see eye to eye. But it was rough, man, just seeing Charlamagne just troll him like that, man. Because, man, Dame, I remember Dame from the Big Pimpin' video, and it's like, how the mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. You know, how the mighty have fallen, y'all. But I want to talk a little bit about that. We might talk a little bit about Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith, man. Y'all seen that? They say they ran into each other at that Terrence Crawford fight. And Terrence Crawford and Canelo fight looked like it was going to be another fight. But I don't know, man. I like to believe that two 50-plus-year-old millionaires had that conversation in a dignified manner. I like to believe that, even though the picture said otherwise. But we might talk about that a little bit. I'm just waiting on my homeboy to get up in here. Might talk about that, man. Y'all see the 49ers 2-0. That's all I'm going to let y'all know. We 2-0, by the way. And, yeah, that's good enough for me right now. I'm going to talk trash until we lose. Y'all know how I'm going to do it. Talk my trash until we lose. But right now, we 2-0. But now I want to talk a little bit about that Charlie Kirk. And I'm going to be honest with y'all before we get into it, man. I don't have a side on it. You know, I know some people may think that I agree with his beliefs. Some people may know I disagree with his beliefs. Others who know me well probably know I really don't know much about the guy. But what I do want to talk about is the fact that everybody was, some was celebrating his death. Some were feeling indifferent. Others were really hurt by it, you know. I do want to talk about that and just really just want to say how life has changed, man. I remember back in the day when like somebody died, the rule was we don't speak ill of the dead, no matter what. Whether we agree with them, disagree with them, like them, hate them, love them, whatever, you don't speak ill of the dead. But, you know, it seems like nowadays people feel as though if I disagree with you enough, or your points piss me off enough, then I should celebrate your death. And the hell with anybody who disagree with that, you know? What y'all think about it? Once again, man, if y'all want to join the live, we put the link in the chat for y'all. Anybody want to join the live, I'm going to throw the link in the chat. But it's a lot to talk about, man. I ain't going to lie. Damon Dash talking to Charlamagne, he had some good points. I did like the fact that Damon Dash brought up the, you know, him feeling like Charlamagne isn't a good example of a masculine black man for radio. You know, I'm not necessarily whether I agree or disagree with that, but it's something to be questioned. Charlamagne him and Envy are comfortable making a lot of booty jokes. They do make a lot of little gay jokes, and nothing wrong with that if that's who you are. But if you're going to be the representation of a black man, you know, it probably shouldn't be a guy that displays, you know, feminine energy in a lot of ways, you know. And nothing against Charlamagne, but he has a point like that. You know, men don't joke that way. I'm sorry. I don't, you know, some may disagree, some may agree, but in my opinion, men don't joke like that. But that was probably like the one punch that Damon Dash hit Charlamagne with. Everything else was looking like a Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez fight. He said, hold tight, still 45 seconds. I got you, brother. Ain't no worries. You know, the rest of it looked terrible for Damon Dash, man. And I keep saying that like I'm nervous, because I am. Anyway, it just looked bad because all of the other news about Damon Dash's financial business is being thrown out there. You know what I mean? And now he's caught looking bad because he's making himself out to be a public hypocrite. I'm not saying that, but fuck it. I'm just telling the truth. I'm over here trying to pull back and like, man, I don't want to throw nobody under the bus, but the truth is the truth. Damon Dash is looking hypocritical, and that makes it look worse. You know, he was the guy that came up with the term chatty patty, meaning guys talking about other guys' business like I'm doing right now. But now that's what he's on podcast doing. And that's the part that hurt. Is like, damn, man, if you ain't living by your own principles, you know, I don't know. I'll leave it at that. But how the mighty is falling. And I just got a question to the world, like, you know, is Jay-Z right? Was Jay-Z in the right for parting ways with Damon Dash? Now, do we understand Jay-Z's point of view? Because in every barbershop discussion I've ever had, most people said Jay-Z was the snake. Some people still feel like Jay-Z is a snake. You know, that's y'all opinion. You have it. But the real question is, look at Jay-Z from a businessman perspective and look at Dame. At some point, did it make sense for him to end the partnership? I don't know. Did it make sense for him to end the partnership? At least that part. We're not saying who's all the way right, because in any time it's a breakup, you know, both parties are right, both parties are wrong, if we're gonna be fair, you know. But does it make sense is the real question. And to me, I think it damn sure makes sense if one guy leaves away and he becomes a multi-billionaire and the other motherfucker is Damon Dash. It sounds like to me he made the right decision. But hey, you know, what do we know? Some people say, hey, I'd rather keep it real and fucking lose everything. House, home, cars, freedom, all that shit behind the sake of keeping it real, you know? And which is crazy because we love Dave Chappelle's skit of keeping it real. You know, the one with keeping it real goes wrong. We love that fucking skit, but never get the message. It's funny. That's fucking funny. But I don't know, man. In life, you're gonna have to know, life and in business, you're going to have to know you're gonna have to capitulate at some point. For those that don't know what that doesn't know what that means, you know, shout out to Zoe Williams. You're gonna have to bow down to some form of authority. That's just how life, you know, that's just how life goes, you know. Yo, what up, Chief, man? I see him in here. I'm gonna go ahead on.
Hey, what's good?
What's
What's
good,
good? What's
brother?
good, my boy?
Oh
Wow,
yeah,
what's happening,
all
yo?
good, man. Just making sure y'all can hear me good.
Wow, what's happening?
I hear you.
You can't hear me? You can't hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good. I hear you good, brother.
I hear you. What? I
I hear
even
you
hear you
now.
better, brother. I hear you better.
Man, shit, what you got
Now, I
going
did hear
on in
you
the
say
land,
something
brother?
about the 49ers. Fuck all that. You said something about the 49ers. Just know y'all barely beat my Seahawks that opening game.
You say you're Seahawks.
Yep, us Seahawks.
We barely
Why
beat
you?
the Seahawks.
I'm just saying, my Seahawks, y'all barely beat them. But I ain't tripping. We beat the Steelers and DJ Metcalf, so I ain't tripping.
Hey man,
I ain't losing no.
anybody who changes team up every week, I ain't even gonna argue with.
Brother, I've been a Seahawks fan for the longest.
Changes up their team every week, bro.
You don't know my story. You don't know my story.
That's what made me freeze when you said Seattle, and I was like, wait a minute,
Bro,
when did this happen?
I've
Your
always.
team Seattle,
What team you thought I was? Like it's between them and the Lions. I always been between both of them.
and you picked the Seahawks?
Well, so it's a crazy story behind that. That's a crazy
What's her
story behind
name?
it. So
That's the crazy story. What's her name?
nah. So I'm a Boys and Girls Club kid. I don't know about the rest of you, but you remember when Sean Alexander was on the cover? So they had a tournament throughout the city for Boys and Girls Club. I went to Boys and Girls Club Shadow Brook, and nobody wanted to play with the Seahawks. Everybody was playing with Ben Roethlisberger. Michael Vick was still on there. This is before he went away for the what's the name. So I got him and Matt Housel and ran through him and like dusted them bad. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a casual Seahawks fan. And of course, it went dormant until they started winning back in 2013. So you know me, they got me crowned the city champion. So I always been just a casual fan. But I do not. Then I became a Lions fan when they say I look kind of like Calvin Johnson because you know we the same height. Yeah, that's what they. That's what they say.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
yeah, I
That
see
was
it, right? I see it. It's all
you
in the
see
hat.
it.
You look just like
Don't,
them,
don't
all in the hat. I see the resemblance.
don't be a hater your whole life, brother. Don't be a hater your whole life.
I feel you. It's time for a change. It is time for a change. I'm gonna stop. I keep telling myself every New Year's resolution, I'm gonna stop being a hater. You know. But speaking of hate, bro, I was in here.
Yes, sir.
I was in here setting up the chat, talking about that Charlie Kirk situation a little bit, man. Like,
Hmm.
what you think about it? First of all, like, some call it an assassination. Some people saying that nigga just got shot. What? How do you feel about it?
I say this,
How do you
man. They say
keep in mind?
I
I'm not laughing at the death of this man, bro. That's terrible
I
timing
mean
to
I'm
laugh
not,
right after
man.
saying that. I am
I'll say
definitely not
this.
laughing at the death of the brother. That's terrible.
I hate I hate that the man had to lose his life for what he said because you know if we are freedom of speech, I don't think somebody should be getting killed for what they said. Like whatever he believed, and even makes it even worse. Like I don't agree with his ideology, but I didn't hear no bad things come out about him. Just because he speak on people that should not have reparations, he don't believe in trans rights. You never heard him going to be attacking, attack a trans person or attack a black person or any of those things. Like you didn't hear it. Like I think that's what makes it kind of one of those things. It's like just because he believes in something and he may do his business in a certain way, you didn't hear about firing black people or you never heard nobody like at this point, why have nobody came forth and said, yeah, he used to be on that bullshit. All they could say is he could spew hate. And it's like, well, it's his ideology. Like, what's wrong with that man having his ideology? If he feel like, hey, I don't want to fuck with you, I don't want to fuck with you. But even when you watch most of his speeches, he's usually respectful in the most part. Like, is he a little condescending? Yeah, to the high regards. But I don't think that we should be over here like, ah man, I'm glad he died. He got what he had coming off some words. So if that's the case, everybody on the in rap should be getting the same thing if we're just using that very logic. That's spewing hate. That's just me. But what's your thoughts,
Right.
brother?
Oh man, honestly, bro, y'all don't judge me because I'm one of them people who was not aware of even what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm just regular working class. I go to work, spend time with my family, bro. Try to have a little bit of fun. Go to my open mics, work on my comedy, dog, and go home. Which is sad. I should be more aware of more current events, but I wasn't aware of even what he was talking about, man. But when he did die, I saw the same play with him as Kevin Samuels, where it was just to me a whole bunch of people based off, not liking the things he said and not liking the things he stood for, rejoicing in his death. And that's when I was like, whoa, man. Whoa. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm old school black. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the era where you don't talk about the dead, good, bad, or ugly. Once they die, we leave them alone. We don't say nothing negative about it, man. Like, actually, we even try to give them a little bit more grace when they die. And now to see so many people just comfortable, like you see videos all over the internet of folks really celebrating his death. I was like, man, that's my only issue with it is that part of it. But I wasn't really aware of Charlie Kirk. Um, when I did see the little snippets and clips that people seen me like, yeah, you would defend this racist, and I'm like, wow, y'all really think I'm defending them only because I said no one should die for freedom of speech? Like, for the people that think that that's okay. Okay, if you disagree with what I'm saying, you think someone should kill you because you disagree with what I said? Or if
All I
you
said
agree
was
with what I
LeBron.
said, do you think someone, what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, words shouldn't charge us up as much as it do. And I'm one of the people who sometimes get a little sensitive as well, Chief, but I'm never gonna rejoice in the death of anybody, bro. Not even someone I viewed as an enemy, bro. Because you don't come back from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it
Yeah.
affects more than just you. That don't affect the dead person. It affects the family of the dead person, man.
Yeah.
You could jump on in, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, nah, it was almost disgraceful in the sense like, man, it's kind of one of those things. Don't we prop up the people who's willing to stand on what they believe in, even when the masses is against it? Like, I'm separating the man from the message, and even more, I'm separating for like, I can respect him for him dying on his own sword. Like, it's admirable. I don't have to agree to say that. Yeah, he probably will never probably hire me to do his taxes, mainly because I don't know how to do taxes. But like, yeah, he probably ain't gonna come to a cookout. He'd probably be the first Caucasian guy to say, "I'm good on your cookout. I don't need
Right.
your seasoned collard greens." But the respect of it's like he did handle himself for the most part from what I've seen, and this is I can't say I've seen every video. For the most part, like bro, he just say, "Hey man, mine is mine and yours is yours." That's not I don't deem that fair. Yeah, does he have a little narcissism to him? Yeah, but I'm like, bro, you can um, what it looks like, he'll go and sit down and have the conversation with you.
Right.
And for the most part, I didn't really hear him call people retard all day. Like, if you're losing the debate or if somebody's not agreeing with you, he gets so emotional in the sense of, you just dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. He at least give you a chance. Now, I'm not saying I haven't seen it. I'm not saying has he never blew up on someone, but it's like, come on, what we doing out here, brother? Like, I don't know. Like, what are we doing out here? That was a,
Well,
that was what I
my
feel.
I had a conversation with my uncle about him. Like I said, I was ignorant to some of the things he was saying, and my uncle was asking me, "How do you feel when he says that stuff like when he used to board an airplane and he sees a black person working there,
I see
he
that one.
don't know if they can."
That's
And yeah, he was like, he don't know if they can fly a plane as good as a white guy because of the what is it, DEI or
hey,
DIA?
I ain't
Please
gonna lie,
forgive
that
me,
was kind
bro.
of funny.
Nah,
I
well, he
feel
asked me,
bad.
how do I feel about it, bro? And I'm like, the funny part, like when you first hear it, yeah, I was charged up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like when you first hear it and you like, wait a minute, so you telling me if I'm a black pilot and I'm flying a plane and you see me, you're gonna assume that I'm not as good as a white guy just because I'm black. But I thought about it for a second and I said, what he's saying, people took clean out of context. If you're saying I'm only hired because of affirmative action, right? Now let's be honest with you. We do know pilot school is very expensive. So if you are gonna have the best pilots, it's probably gonna be the best guys who went to the most expensive schools or whatever. So yeah, we get that most pilots are gonna be white or maybe of another ethnicity other than black, because black folks, we don't really have the money to go to school to be a pilot, but we do actually have good black pilots, right?
Yeah.
But if you are hiring them because of affirmative action, which means, hey, in this area, that population is 10% black, we need to have at least 10% black pilots, right? Which means you're going to bend the rules to make sure you get to that 10%. If you don't have them, if you don't, let's say you only got 8% black pilots that are qualified like the white, then yeah, now I'm gonna have to let in 2% who aren't as qualified due to affirmative action. That's what affirmative action is, right? So the numbers can match up, right? Well, by doing that, now you gave that white man a reason to assume that these black pilots may not be as qualified as the white, because now, because DEI exists, we know they have certain people that aren't qualified. They just got the job due to affirmative action. Do that mean they can't fly a plane, Charlie Kirk? Rest in peace. No, but it does mean they may not be as qualified as the guys who got hired without affirmative action. Is that fair enough? Looked like my boy had dropped a little bit. I don't know what happened. We try to get him back in a second. I'm gonna go ahead on and throw that link back up in the chat for anybody want to jump in here with me, man. But like I said before, man, I know we don't like how affirmative action works, but that's the way it works, man. If you are in a certain area and that area is 20% a certain ethnicity, then a college, a certain job, they have to match that 20% on the job. So if they find the 20% that are qualified, great. Nobody's not mad at that. It's perfect. We got the people who are truly qualified, regardless of their race. However, if they don't get that 20%, let's say they only get 10% of the people who are qualified, well, the other 10% are not going to be qualified, but they got to hire them anyway. So they make the 20% of their invoice or whatever you want to call it, right? Knowing that, a lot of people are going to assume when they know that, hey, there are people who have been hired only because of affirmative action, they're going to feel a little bit nervous, or they're going to judge and act like they're going to judge and assume that this person is qualified. Is they right or wrong? No, but they do have a fair reason, and unfortunately, hey, we appreciate the music, brother. Yo, T, you on the studio, bro. You on the show, big dog. You trying to get his music on. Yo, on the show, bro. I don't think he knows he on the show. She think he's still backstage. Music. Yo, I'm gonna try to mute him right quick, y'all. Yo, you on the show, big dog. I was trying to tell you, you got the background music going on, if you can hear me. I guess he said we needed a commercial break. Something going on with the volume. Hold on a second. I got you. Hold on. Try it now. I was seeing if I can bring you back. Ah, well, we lost him again, y'all. We're gonna try it out. Broke Down Productions, y'all. You know, Broke Down Productions. We're gonna try it again. We're gonna just hit the link again, brother. We're gonna bring you back on. But like I said, man, unfortunate, that's the downside of affirmative action. I'm not saying I'm with it or against it, but what I say is that's perfect English. We know you got hired because of affirmative action, Tony. Anyway, I understand the need for why we need to have it, because we don't get necessarily the same resources as someone else, or people of a better community, or folks who come from a more financial background. Yeah, we don't. I get that. However, the downside of affirmative action, when you do lower the standards to let people in, folks are going to assume that the standards aren't up to par. That's just the way it go. Hopefully, I'm going to try to get my boy back on here in just a second, y'all, before we end the live. But while he getting himself together, y'all, what y'all still, ain't nobody gave me their opinion on Damon Dash, man. Y'all must be listening to me while y'all at work or something, man. What y'all think about it, man? You think Damon, I still think Dame got the hustle, drive, and vision to get out of his circumstances. So I'm still rooting for the brother. I'm just honestly admitting that it ain't looking good for him. I'm just honestly admitting it's not looking good for Damon Dash, man. We tried to get this live going. Too many ums and ahs up in here. I appreciate y'all joining in here, though. Try to get my boy back on the live. I don't know what happened to him. I guess he said he had something to go do. He had the band music playing and everything on me, man. You ready? All right, just hit the link, bro. Hit the link right quick so I can bring you back on. Oh shit, hold on, I got you. What's good, big dog?
What's good? What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good, man. You had it sounding like college football for a second.
What happened is my phone was tripping, so I hopped on my laptop, but my laptop is connected to my streaming services and my video game, so I was trying to unplug that bit, but it just one of those things. I was like, man, I'm down bad
man,
out here.
It's the first live, bro. It's gonna get better and better. I'm in here judging myself because I'm like, man, I'm saying too many and I'm like, yeah, I got to do better than that. We got to clear space on that, Tony Mack. We speak way, and I'm about to mess up my English again. I know I speak way better English than that. This is terrible, but it's also just nervousness, people. But this is how it is when you start. It's nervousness. It's all you got to get that shit out. And then one day you get on these lives and people truly see you when you like, hey man, you know what? I don't give a fuck if nigga don't like me or not. I'm gonna speak my mind, say how I feel. Then that's when everybody love you.
Yeah.
That's usually how it come, man.
It's like a first time, like it happens to the best of us. My son, Shelton. Don't you see I'm on live, bro? He just wants to be in the camera. Little bird chest. Like, bro, you see me on live. There's a whole mirror right there. You're not asking me a question. I'm on live. Thank you. Yeah, so it's kind of one of those things that happens all the time.
Nah, it's all good, my guy. The purpose of it is enjoying the process of it, man. That's the purpose of it, man. I was in the point where I was asking about actually Damon Dash. Did you get a chance to see the interview?
I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. I think Dame been up so long that it's so hard for this fall is hard for him because it's like he don't realize that, like, man, just take your L. Like it's like he's trying to save face when it's like if people really want to have sympathy for you, it's hard. Not because you're the victim in the situation, it's because it's like, bro, you don't know that you lost in this situation. Like, I wouldn't wish that to go through anything you went through, bro, because it seemed like you really helped out a lot of people. And what it seems like to me, Dame is really crying from help, but not from the masses, from the people he helped out. But I'm assuming he don't want nobody that, like, he don't want to have to ask. Like, I think with Cam and all them, it's like, bro, let's be honest, Jay didn't want a lot of people on the thing. We know that for a fact. He really didn't allow, and it was, from what I hear with Kanye, he didn't want Kanye to be a rapper. He just wanted him to be a producer. And I think Dame is like, man, I was the one really co-signing for you. And, I'm at my lowest, and it's kind of like, hey, we just going to kick dirt on him since he already on the ground. But Dame kind of just got to see from his perspective, like, your words you spilled over time, you kind of drowning from the same thing you spoke of. Like, and it's like, man, you just got to take that fall gracefully, man. You still got time. You still Dame. Like, people probably paying you a couple of, like, we can't go get 10,000 right now off an interview. Dame, just because you're going through something right now, you can go get 10,000. It probably look like, it's Dame broke, so he got to come get this little measly $10,000. And I think, to me, he just probably just has to humble himself. But what do you think, bro?
No, I like your take on it, man. Because I was going in on it too. I was like, man, it does seem like Dame doesn't realize, bro, it's a time to rebuild, rebrand or something, dog, whatever it is. But you made a good point. It's easy for us to punch on him, even myself. But I
Yeah.
can now looking back at all the people he helped, he made, it makes sense. Damn, he do feel like he may be betrayed by so many folks, or maybe not even just to the point where you feel betrayed. Maybe he's really asking them for help, not us, the public, who just gonna talk shit, but to people who like, hey man, I know you personally, bro. Look out for me and all that. It's just sometimes we gotta recognize when we are bullied too, bro. Sometimes we gotta recognize when we are bullied, bro, and sometimes we got to see when people are cutting us off and they don't want to be mean about it. They just like, hey man, I see that my life would just be better without this person, and if I don't stay at your residence, what do I need to do to cut you out of my life other than not answering your calls, not answering your texts? Like, I'm just
Yeah.
being honest with you. Sometimes folks, we grow from each other, man. And I know a lot of times with myself, I had to look back in the mirror and be like, man, how many times was I the asshole in that situation and I ran that person off? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think with in this overall thing, and it's like, man, and I really believe, not even given that Jay-Z had to split up, but I think if Dame didn't go on a real blazing trail after the Rockefeller fallout and kind of just Jay this, Jay that, I think Jay would have been there for him. Like, I think, and I'm just going, it just seems like if Dame didn't go on a press tour for the last, Rockefeller broke up in 2008? I think I was in high school. I may be wrong, 2010, 2008. So I think if Dame didn't go on a tour of just like, because when you were poking fun at Jay-Z when he was going, because let's be honest, he was poking fun at Jay-Z when this little situation that SA happened, and all that stuff. And you kick dirt on him, like you kick dirt on him. So it's like, Dame is kind of like, bro, you live in the words that you talk. Like, how can you get mad? No one's like, you could talk about Cam and all that stuff and how Cam owe you. Yeah, he probably do owe you, but like, Dame, you never, to me, you never once sat there and just said, you know what, I fucked up in this situation. I was wrong in this situation. Like, even now, it's like, bro, it's okay to say, man, I made a lot of bad decisions financially. Like, and financially, nobody really care, bro. Like, yeah, y'all started you started from Harlem, Jay-Z from Brooklyn. We know y'all came from a thing, but it's like, bro, it's just sad. Like, if this
Right.
is sad to see one of your heroes fall. Like, I'm not gonna say I was a big, Dame Dash fan, but like you said earlier, I do remember the Big Pimpin' video. He was out there in a mink coat in Cancun and with the bottles. I remember that part of that video.
Yeah,
because he used to do that. He used to wear that.
yeah. The armor down in the video, man, and they say studies shown that only 2% of the people in the world, 2 to 4% of the people in the world are actually true narcissists. While every one of us, the rest of us, we only exhibit narcissistic behavior here and there, which means we all at some point in time don't see what we're going wrong, or what we're the wrong person, or we think it's all about us, or we think the world revolves around us.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I'm not trying to put it on Dame, but I think Dame might be a true example of what an actual narcissistic person is. And that's okay. That's the same thing that made me love Dame. Is the same thing that hate for me to see him in this position, to be 100, which is not so much like, I wouldn't even care if he was still the same asshole he is if he was winning. It's kind of one of those type of situations, because being a young impressionable kid, whether we like it or not, these rappers somewhat raised us, man. And we want to act like it didn't, but we did. A lot of our bad decisions is because we tried to emulate a certain rap group or something like that. Some people it was Death Row, some people it was No Limit, some people it was Rockefeller, some people it was Rough Riders, some people it was Cash Money, some people it was Dipset. But in some shape or form, when you was a young impressionable kid, you try to emulate your favorite rapper. And for me, it was Rockefeller, and Jay-Z was the lyrical guy, but Dame was the one that made the shit look real star-studded. You know what I mean? He was the one that really sold. It was almost like Jay could just focus on being a lyricist, while Dame, I'll be the superstar for both of us. So you ain't even got to worry about that. When you see other like mega rap stars, they were the image. You know what I mean? 50 Cent with the muscles, Lil Wayne with the, with the surfboard, not surfboard, the skateboard swagger,
Yeah.
Cameron with the jewelry. You see guys that are pretty much their own star, but when you see Jay-Z outside of the Yankee cap, you don't really see anything that says, okay, that's a Jay-Z thing. So Dame, on the other hand, to me, he was the one that made it look like, hey, this is what a rap CEO should look like. So I'll be the playboy for us. You know what I mean? And then now we see this nigga where his dentures are falling out. It's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And that's the part that is like, damn. It's almost
Like,
like in
I'm
honestly,
like, damn, how do you not feel that? How do you not feel like I still
it's
get
the
your thought.
equivalency of when Mike Tyson got knocked out by Jake Paul, bro. I mean, I'm sorry, not knocked out by Jake Paul. Seeing Mike Tyson lose to Jake Paul.
Man, bro, 50 made it no better. I didn't see it until 50 made fun up, and I went back and I was like, man. I was like, oh, damn
Which
it.
is his whole beef with, this is Damon Dash's whole beef with Cameron, is because you brought 50 Cent on the show saying that 50 Cent is your op, when you and 50 Cent don't even have a beef. He just made fun of the fact that your teeth fell out. That's what got the world like confused. It's like, what is Damon Dash talking about? His beef with 50 Cent.
No, like, it's beef with Dennis. Look at your orthodontist. Beef with him.
Because like 50 Cent is a true comedian, bro. And all he does, like, he gonna roast what's popular to the internet, what everybody does. And that's what had me confused when he was like, hey, yo, man, you had my ops on your show. And I'm like, his ops? Like, who's he talking about that Cameron had his ops on the show? Yo, B, that ain't Harlem. And it's like, oh, he talking about 50 Cent. Like, oh, man, come on, Dame, bro. You making niggas your ops because he roasting you on the internet, dog? Nigga, I ain't never been to Harlem, but that don't sound like Harlem either, bro.
They say gum glue it should be your op. It's a lot of. I'm sorry, fam. Like, I'm not trying to tell you, but bro, did you not feel it? You know, I'm not gonna be that person. I'm not gonna be that person.
Nah.
Other news. Who would you bet? Hey, Stephen A. Stephen A. Stephen A. or Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp gonna have at the handicap. He gonna have to put in that ring, but Shannon Sharp gonna have to put one arm behind his back.
You said Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp in a what?
In a boxing, but we're gonna give Stephen A. handicap. We're gonna give Shannon Sharp a handicap. One arm behind his back. He's gonna have to put either drop about 100 pounds or put one arm behind his back. Nigga say,
man, nah, them niggas gonna have to be in a journalistic battle. Nigga, I ain't about to leave. I don't even want to see Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp,
you
bro.
know Shannon Sharp be like, nah, say now. He say now we can get it on around here. He got that list. Bro.
Man, the way Shannon Sharp looked at Stephen A. Smith on that picture, bro, no indeed, dog. It looked like the motherfucker was getting bigger and bigger the closer he got to Stephen A. Smith. Dog.
Hey, Shannon, seen that video. You remember that video LeBron posting of Stephen A. when Stephen A. and LeBron was beefing and Stephen A. was out there boxing on the patio? I was like, oh my God. What Stephen A. say? He better be glad I done raise up on him. I said, boy, that sounds like an old nigga.
What? To make it fair, they need to make it a tag team match, bro. Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco versus Debo and Stephen A. Smith. You gotta make it kind of fair or something, bro. And when I mean Debo, I'm talking about James Harrison, man. Since Ocho Cinco trying to fight James Harrison, we gotta tip the scales back fairly, bro.
Nah,
they gotta do a tag team, dog.
Man, speaking of celebrity boxing matches, how do you
see? I could not see Stephen A. Smith. Nigga, did you see Stephen A. Smith hitting that punching bag, bro?
Hey, bro. The sad thing is he had that old man wife beater on. I said, bro, who the hell he got hit? He had the, you know, them old niggas had the old white beard. He had the old. He didn't have it tucked in or nothing. I was like, oh. He was doing them jabs. I said, you thought, I said, who allowed you to record this video and then say, no, that's not a good look for him? You gotta have that friend to tell you, no, that's not too hot, bruh. He really thought he was doing something.
Man, that nigga Stephen A. Smith built like he passed the jaw to his lady to open.
Man, I said, oh, bruh.
Hey, over that picture, y'all for me right quick, man.
I was like, man, I see why he always had to wear the Steve Harvey 3-piece suit.
I ain't mad at Stephen A. Smith, bro. Shout out to both gentlemen for doing what they doing. I do hate that Shannon Sharp had to get knocked off the mountaintop a little bit based off some bullshit. But you said celebrity boxing. Who had a celebrity boxing match?
Yeah, well, you know, Tank is gonna go fight your boy, Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
How do you feel about now that more like the young, this new generation, or I ain't gonna say everybody don't really care about really care about boxing like that no more. Like we want to see everyday people or celebrities box to see if they got them hands.
I like when they like when they both two fighters that really can't box get in there. Like Jake Paul and Tank, I don't like this one, bro.
Okay.
Tank probably like 135, 140 pounds. Jake Paul like 210, bro. Like, like Tank, yeah, you gonna make a good pile of money fighting this dude, bro. But if you lose to him, dog, this is a retirement fight. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You going up against a guy with 210 pounds of punching power. We know Tank is a far superior boxer than Jake Paul. But Jake Paul nice with them things, which means he gonna hit you. Can you stand a 210-pound punch, bro?
Man.
That's the real question. Now, Charleston White versus the Island Boys, I'm all for that. I am all for that, dog. That I want to see shit like that. Like if you're gonna get celebrity boxing, like that's pretty. I watch celebrity boxing, bro. Like Big Job versus Drewski. I want, you know what I'm saying? That'll be nice. You know, not trying to throw two guys into it, but if they was like putting some money up, I like to see that.
Man, who would be what if, like, if you could create one of the like celebrity match, who would you choose in your celebrity match?
Malcolm X versus Martin Luther King.
I think Michael Mack's gonna win. I think Malcolm Little is gonna dust the shit out of Martha the Luther King. He go country red. Hey, country red.
Could you imagine that boxing match?
Hey, that's like Martin Luther King gonna be like, now I must take these gloves and whoop your. I said,
I'll beat that ass. I'll beat that ass.
Beat your ass.
I'll beat that ass. Man, could you imagine the pre-fight hype of that shit?
Bruh, that would be a funny sketch. Hey, whoever's watching this, we came up with that sketch. That will be a funny sketch.
I'm not the nigga. Keenan Ivory Wayans will pull up on you, nigga.
I
think I've seen that on The Living Color.
I've never seen it.
No. They had a debate of some shit, but I could imagine, nigga, Martin Luther King and Martin Luther King, Malcolm X in a celebrity boxing match.
I know Malcolm X is gonna come in shape because he don't eat a lot of pork. I think Martin gonna have the best conversation in the pre-fight. I think Dr. Martin Luther King gonna have the best. Like he gonna be the trash talker. Malcolm X gonna be in shape.
I'm tripping. I think it was Key and Peele. It was somebody did a sketch where they had a debate, Martin Luther King and and Malcolm X, where they debated on who gave the better speech or some shit. But I would want to see that, dog. Malcolm Little versus whoever Martin Luther King was before he was a church going man. I would like to see who would you pick though in the celebrity boxing match?
Who would Master P and Birdman? But I ain't gonna have it in New Orleans, and I damn sure not probably have it nowhere in the South. We gonna take that somewhere because I know them wars is gonna be acting up.
You said Birdman and Master P in the celebrity boxing match.
Hey, bruh, I'm telling you.
In the Superdome.
Bruh,
I had that fight in the Superdome.
Bruh, y'all thought, hey, look, y'all thought Hurricane Katrina is going, boy, I know that city going to get torn up. Because whoever lose, it's going to be some stuff. That's
Who
going to
you
be the
think would
biggest thing.
actually be a good fight though in a celebrity boxing match though? Like somebody that
Like,
be
just
like,
real.
yo,
If I just had to think
like
about it,
this would almost go down like a real boxing match.
Terry Crews and Tiny Listener. I mean,
Debo?
Zeus. Yeah, just size wise, I'm going on size. Just
All right,
same weight class.
If the, only alive people now, I'm gonna ask you again. And only
A
alive
lot of people.
Yeah, people who are alive.
That I think
What would you say?
that probably can go for
Like
gold.
something
Method
like we
Man
are
Red,
actually
Method Man Redman. That would be a good square off right there.
I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't even want to see them box, bro.
Hey,
I
Ice
wouldn't
Cube
even
and
want
Mac
to see them
10.
fight each
I'm
other,
I'm
bro.
just trying to keep them in the same weight
Ice
class
Cube
and
and Mike
height.
10 might be a good one.
Yay!
I wouldn't want to see. Yeah, that would be a good one, but I wouldn't want to see him. Somebody said Derek Fisher, Matt Barnes.
We know how that fight gonna go. You know that nigga gonna
That'll be a good one. Derek Fisher, Matt Barnes, huh? Man, who would I want to see, man? I would want if it's real life, I would want two people that would want to just squash it afterwards though. That like, all right, once we got it out in the ring, we good, we could dap it up. I wouldn't want it to be two people that this shit might actually create beef now, nigga.
I think Michael B. Jordan and your boy Jonathan Majors would be a good
like a real boxing match.
Yeah, because I think they would squash it.
They got a beef?
No, no, they don't. You said just what
Oh,
it is.
okay.
Yeah, no,
I'm
they got
talking
no beef.
about like I always think of like people right now who got like I honestly would have paid to see Chris Brown and Soulja Boy go at it. I would have wanted to see that. I just to see
Bow Wow Romeo, that would have been a good boxing match. But boy,
Bow Wow Romeo. You know what they know what it is,
the pandemonium that would have came out.
We don't see our fans like because I don't want these cats to actually have a beef with each other, man. I just think like some of these cats, you know, that actually got good boxing skills, like Gilly Kid, 50 Cent, you know, all of them got good boxing skills. So it's like if they actually had a beef, like if the Game and 50 Cent still had a beef, and they like, look,
that would be a hell of a fight.
And we could just settle it in the ring and go back to being old school G Unit again. I would love to see that.
Who would you win? Who you put your money on? 50 or your Game? That's a good fight. 50 a little bit older.
Bro. I ain't gonna lie. I think 50 will edge him out, bro. Only because 50 got a boxing background. I think the Game got them hands like in the street fight. I think the Game will whoop a lot of niggas' ass. So I ain't trying to slide on the Game. But 50 got a boxing background. So once you put a nigga in there with rules and you put a guy in there that now I gotta learn this whole new boxing technique. Fuck that. 50 Cent, 4 extra. Put them niggas in there. That's a fair fight. 4 extra with his new hand. That's a fair fight.
Okay. Now, that's a fair 4 extra and Jason Pierre.
Nah, man. I ain't trying to diss 4 extra, man. I ain't trying to be up. Nah, man.
See, you started this. Stop.
I ain't trying to diss 4 extra.
Hey, 4 extra. I don't want to diss you, my brother, man. I hate that for anybody, brother.
If you want money fight.
Nah, man. Who would have been a good fight? What's the bull name? Damn, I can't even think about it now. What's his name?
But like I said, I would only be like seeing people who actually do it. Like I wouldn't want to see nobody who don't fight doing it. Like Aaron the Plumber and 4 extra was. I was like, man, that would have been a good one for them to get on in that, you know. And then they both Cali dudes to where fighting to them ain't personal. They just go handle that and then it's that.
Squabbles, as they say, squabbles.
Well, other cities, nigga, fight is definitely gonna end in a shootout, and it will not be the end of that.
What? They gonna get shot out before, bro. They gonna shoot. They gonna shoot before they even start the fight. Niggas gonna pull up.
Because the problem, I'm gonna tell you, the problem is, man, it's not so much we want to see the celebrity boxing shit. They need to bring back the celebrity MTV Rock'em Jock'em basketball game. When the NBA brought out the celebrity basketball game, I think it watered it down a little bit. You know, shout out to the ones Kevin Hart was winning, but the rest of
But
them,
it
man,
became too funny. It just came too
it
like
just became too funny games, bro. Like we want to see, we just want to see the competitive edge again. Like when battle rap was just kept battle rap. It didn't end in somebody getting killed. It was just who was the best MCs on the mic. You know what I mean? But shit, niggas getting really cold with them lyrics, and they starting to say some shit that motherfuckers have to go and think about when you
man,
when you're alone in the dark. You want to think about
man.
that shit now.
Well, we just need to. People need to battle in their art form. I think the thing is, nobody can no longer just go fight hand to hand. Either it's two reasons. If you're a dancer, now you want to get on wax. What y'all can just get out there and dance about it. Or like if you're a cute chick and you beefing with another cute chick, y'all just gonna let the world decide who's the cuter. Y'all gonna have a modeling show, or hey, we're gonna go push a brand and who goes further. But it seems like they like, nah, fuck that. Either we're gonna shoot or we're gonna get on wax and talk about it. And I'll be like,
that ain't bad, bro. Two down pieces getting together and having a baddie off.
Like,
we get the rank on. But you know who gonna lose in that ranking, nigga. Every nigga who picked the chick who lost. Cause she gonna be mad as a motherfucker. Should have been all y'all niggas who picked me. Like, what did we do wrong, baby?
Man, hey, man, I was always taught beautiful girl. I mean, pretty women don't fight. So I feel like, man, just go head to head. Like, hey, let's see who better. Like, who just better looking. Like,
yeah,
oh, man. Like, I think it's just where, like, you ain't see Nia Long trying to flex up and fight with Regina King, or Naomi Campbell's not beefing with Tyra. Like, you heard Naomi Campbell and Tyra Banks were beefing, but you never heard them, throwing squabbles. As a Cali
I think we was
say.
a little bit more close in it because racism was more. Racism was a little bit higher back then. So when you got a common enemy, it's easier for people to stick together. Plus, lack of internet, and then on top of that, bro, you didn't have the voice of people who need therapy speaking publicly, right? Like, right now, you got people getting mad at the jokes that Martin and Pam was going at it with each other. Mainly, really, more or less, folks get mad at the jokes that Martin was going at Pam, saying he was attacking dark-skinned black women. This was negative to black women and stuff like that. And now that you got folks who are really turning us against Martin, they trying to turn us against the show, the greatest black television show ever created. They trying to get us. You got these kind of people on the internet now, so folks don't know what makes them offended no more. We don't know what makes us offended nowadays, bro. Everything make everybody offended. And the same time, when you talk about back in the day when those beautiful black women wasn't getting into it, you got to think, bro, at the same time, we could have talked about how beautiful those women were and not have to worry about being canceled. Ain't that crazy? Nowadays, niggas for baddie, y'all. Let's do a live right now. Some famous dudes or whatever, and we just say, man, let's rate Lizzo. Let's rate Lotto. Let's rate Megan Thee Stallion. Let's rate Cardi B. Let's rate this one. Let's rate that one. Nigga, you're going to have all the men riding with it, and you're going to have some of the confident women riding with it. But the ones that's insecure, oh, you got to cancel them because we tired of women being objectified and all this type. And it's like, you know what, man? We ain't going to say nothing to you motherfuckers now.
Man, it's
we ain't gonna say it now.
How you want someone to be truthful with you, and this is man or woman. How do you expect people to be truthful with you and say, look, everybody on this world have different gifts and qualities about them. God didn't bless you with asymmetrical looks. Or he just made this person with asymmetrical looks more asymmetrical, if that's the thing. And it's like, and if you do in reverse, if you had a bunch of guys understand it because we were told no at an early age. Like, and it's even, I think it's even harder for even boys now because the age of the internet, where the world is going to reinforce that no. Where back in the day, you just heard your parents and your family, and it's even worse with the internet with women because now from a young age, you're getting told yes so much that you don't stop to think and know. And if someone say, like, if a guy says, hey, you're not my type, you must be gay. Why do you got to be homophobic towards me because I just say you're not my type? Like, you know, why
Princess
do
treatment.
everything, you know, why everything with the man, if a man has an opinion and say, look, I'm not really cool with you going out looking like that. You must be insecure. Okay, well, if to me to have boundaries for myself, and I don't want to put myself in certain situations because I see a lot of guys ill out and now they facing 99 in life, all assist trying to defend your honor when this could have been avoided. I'm not saying that he needs to be a punk and run away from everything, but if it could be avoided, it could be avoided. And it's just kind of one of those things. If you were never told at an early age, this is why you don't do that, because I believe protection starts with prevention. If you look at, I've been in security, I know you've been in security. The number one thing of assets protection is prevention. Hey, the reason why you got to check everybody so we can prevent people coming on the compound. And it's like, if someone who's a protector, the number one thing they're going to do is, how can I prevent this? Hey, I'm a lion. I'm going to piss around my territory to let other lions know, hey, you come across this line, death will meet you. And it's like, we'll go cross this line and be like, oh, you need to go. No, because I set this line so motherfuckers know, hey, don't come mess with me. But I also set this line to let them know this is where I'm willing to do my thing and protect, and this is home. And it's like that part of I don't understand sometimes.
Right. No, I get you, brother. It makes sense, but it goes back to accountability, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about it, is for a person to want to even be a better person in these situations, they got to first ask themselves, are they even wrong or where they went wrong? And unfortunately, most of the women in America, if they are pretty, it's very few times you've been told you've been wrong. Well, boys, on the other hand, most of the time you're gonna have to be humble to be. They don't even, if you grow up and you're the guy that's 6'6", tall, dark, and handsome. Okay, what happens when you're put amongst the guys who 6'6", tall, dark, and handsome, and they got money? Now, once again, you're at the bottom of the the bottom of the totem pole. So from that point on, we know we got to build ourselves up, whether that's financially, whether it's our characteristics, whether it's our physical bodies. You know, we already know you got to step your game up. You know what I mean? Where a
Yeah,
lot of ladies, if she's pretty, where's the time where she has to be accountable for anything when you got niggas that's going to accept her when she at her worst? The reason why this young lady is going to say, yeah, you're insecure because you won't allow, you feel some kind of way because I'm going out here with this dress that's showing off my ass, because she's dated, been with, slept with, or want guys who have lied and told her that they would be comfortable if they girl was out there showing off their ass. Because you know,
yeah,
it's one thing we're gonna tell you when we love you. It's another thing we're gonna tell you when we just want to fuck. And a lot of times, unfortunate, you know, I'm just being accountable for us men. A lot of times our women are left confused because they don't know when they're talking to a guy that just want to fuck or he actually love me. Well, here's the tip, ladies. The dude that love you, I'm gonna give you the game. The guy that loves you is usually gonna be the one that's gonna tell you shit you don't want to hear. That's the trick.
man. I have
Love
a
you, actually care about you.
I have a daughter, and I realized the absence of a father and what that means, because you could just see it at an early age. Like, and this is not bashing women, you know, hey, your life circumstances, but even just with guys, it's like if you have real conversations with a real protector, and I'm going to say protector, doesn't matter if he's tall, short, strong, big, or weak, a real protector, he's going to have conversations with you. I can't parent or be someone's either parent a woman or be a man to a woman or even be a friend to a woman if I cannot coach you, understand you, and think, because what I look like arguing with the world when I could just talk to you about it, about, hey, I can see why this became a problem. Hey, you know, this friend goes everywhere and starts stuff. Why would you want to go? Well, that's my friend. Well, I'm telling you, she's not, or he not, but I'm going to say she for this term of sake. She's not looking for your best interest, and it's putting us in a certain point where I have to go out there and I don't know what I'm walking into. You go to the club with your friends, she, you know, like the brick lady, she puts y'all in a situation. Now I got to get out of my bed in my comforts to come defend you. really I'm defending you, but I also probably got to defend her because if he swings out on and he may came with his partners, it's just me. And what I look like telling Tony Mack, hey man, get out the bed with your wife and let's go rogue. I got to protect my wife because my wife went out with her friend that we all know who that friend is, if that makes sense. I don't have a wife, but just you get what I'm saying, like things.
Right.
But it's a better conversation if I say, hey man, Tony, man, I'm going through it. Somebody just broke into my house, man. Somebody broke in my house last month, and me and my wife, I'm going out of town. I got to go out of town for work. Do you mind swinging by, just looking in? You know, just that's different because it's honorable in the sense of, hey, he's going out of town. He just want me to pass through, make sure everything good. Where it's like, hey, I need you to go help me out to defend my wife because her friend over there doing dumb shit. If that makes sense, I ain't trying to get long-winded.
No, you're right. It makes sense. If you're gonna get caught into a situation, we rather it be something honorable than we caught into a situation that could have been avoided, or a situation that was unavoidable, like someone breaking in your home. Which, hey man, that's the time where sometimes we gotta put our boots on, and sometimes we gotta load pistols. It's just times to be a man. But situations like at the club, man, I'm 39 years old. At this point in life, I can't be put in situations that I could have avoided.
You know, say it again, man, because damn,
you know, I can't be put in a situation where I could have avoided. And I'm not even arguing with dudes no more, bro. I'm about to do the Keanu Reeves method from here on out with anybody, man. 1 + 1 is, if you say 1 + 1 is 5, cool. Cause I even hear nowadays when you talk to dudes, they'll challenge your opinion, bro. Like our so-called OGs sometimes, man. And, man, you can't. One moment, one dude say, "Hey, man, I think LeBron to go." The next dude say Michael Jordan to go, and all of a sudden it turned into an argument. And I sit back and I was like, man, a lot of times I used to always blame the youngsters about it and be like, man, they don't have no respect for the old school. But sitting back, I'm like, nah, bro, it's the old school. The old school really want you to think their era is just the greatest shit in everything. And I know we somewhere feel that way about our era too. But I'm hoping that I don't become that person that just 2000, everything that happened in 2004 was greater than everything else. I hope I'm not that fucking person, bro.
man, I'm gonna be that person, but only in a joking manner. If I go hoop with my 14-year-old son, his friends, and they out there jacking threes, I'm like, yeah, this that dumb. But I'm not gonna be in the mix of, you know, just say hypothetically, my son has a sleepover with his homeboys, and they getting into, and I'm over here, nah, y'all should do it. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, come on, like it'd be older dudes, and I'm like, hey, were you really that dude? Because I was not there to really see it. Are you really just, were you a bystander? Because the real ones ended dead or in jail. So how did you survive? Because that's all you ever hear.
All I'm asking with all the old school players, and when I say old school players, I ain't talking about my generation. I'm talking if you're from 75 on back. You born in 75 on back. All we need y'all to do, stop lying on every goddamn thing in the old school. Everything in the old school wasn't great. If somebody say Kyrie Irving is a great dribbler, don't sit up there and argue with me and bring up some motherfucking
Bob Coos.
Bob Cousy. Don't tell me Craig Elo with a clamp Kyrie. Don't tell me no shit you know ain't true. Stop this, man. Now that's why I love the meme that they got out with the we done with the 90s, where it just shows how terrible some of the 90s basketball players was. And I always say this, Chief. We can't disrespect Hall of Famers. Hall of Famers are Hall of Famers in any era. I think if you made it to the Hall of Fame, you would have been great in any era. I'm not gonna take that away from you. But when we look at role players of each era, dog, dudes really act like some of these old school guys were just magically just gonna be better. Like if I talk football, and let's say I say I bring up Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson, and Marshawn Lynch. Somebody gonna tell me players from the 1940s would have shut them down, and I'm like, you fucking kidding me, dog?
They say, are you doing the dope?
Are you like? I just want to know. You telling me back when the average size of a linebacker was 180 pounds? You telling me somebody in that era was gonna shut down Adrian Peterson, Marshawn Lynch, Barry Sanders, Walter? Like, come on, man. I'm not gonna hate on the old school and say Magic Johnson couldn't play in today's era, and like Magic wouldn't come out in today's era and average 30, 15, and 15. I'm just saying, but don't hate on if LeBron James was in the 80s somehow, some way, the guys who were 6'7", 205 pounds was gonna stop LeBron from dunking. That's all we saying. Quit the bullshit.
Man, they, bro, the delusion. You know who's the most delusional people? Old men who are sports fans. They are more delusional than any person that's been on Kevin Samuel's TV show. Because, bro, they will argue me and say that these dudes will lock up LeBron. I'm like, bro, I will take a bunch of threes from today. Your top. I will take your average three guards. Small forwards. And they will go dust probably 84, 80, 82 All-Star game. You know why? Because the game has evolved. Because everybody on the court can do the same thing: dribble, handle, and shoot.
Man, them old school cats will tell you James Harden will bust Giannis Antetokounmpo ass. It's dead serious.
Boy, he got that shot. Boy, he got that shot. Man, hey, if you ever argue with, bro, I'm telling y'all, don't never argue with an old black man, especially an old black country old black man, because, man, he going to be loud, obnoxious, and swear.
Bro, I'm learning, dog, 1 + 1. If you say 1 + 1 is 5, you got it, bro. I'm learning now, dog.
I learned something.
They'll argue you and cut you off and say you emotional.
I go home and tell my old lady. I tell my old lady, guess what I've learned today? New 1 + 1 is 5. She gonna look at me puzzled. I'm gonna look. Well, that's what I was told. 1 + 1 is 5.
Bro, you don't have time, bro. If you can't recognize that a motherfucker who telling you 1 + 1 is 5 is crazy, then you crazy. Then you crazy. Then you do not have time, bro.
Jigga said it best.
I'm not arguing with it no more.
From a distance, nobody gonna know who's who.
I'm realizing it now, man. I need to get more media trained. That's why I said I need to do more of these lives, bro. Just so, because it's like, bring this back to old barbershop talk again, man.
No, man.
Bring this shit back, man.
I'm definitely here, man. I'm definitely here, man. Whenever you're ready, just let me know.
Oh, for sure, bro. I enjoy this stuff, man, because it's to me, because we're not mainstream, you know, these are honest opinions. And I tell people all the time, man, I ain't gonna always get it right. It's just my opinion. Yeah. It's how I feel, nigga. And I'm willing to die for how I feel. And that's one thing that we have. I understand with other people. If this person willing to die by how they feel, man, I'm not about to argue with you, bro. That's how you feel, cool. Let me bridge the gap to understand where you coming from instead of knocking what you're doing, you know?
Yeah, man. Understanding is the most slept on is the most slept on thing in the world at this point. Understanding.
Well, I mean, the trick of it is, if you can live with your opinion being challenged without being emotional behind it, you'll be fine. Man, that's how you learn.
I always said that they should teach kids understanding, comprehension, and solution. Problem
solving and
conflict resolution. I'm sorry, y'all. Conflict resolution. And really conflict resolution, because I'm like, if you're always telling the kid not to hit, but never asking the kid who does get hit, how do you solve this problem? And I'm not telling no school, hey, let's condone hitting each other back, but it's like, you're thinking that you're going to always have a teacher there. So if you go from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade and it's always a adult supervision that's going to be there, break it up, how are you going to know when to really stand up for yourself? And it's like, when I say stand up, you don't have to go fight the person back. That just, to me, that's last resort. But if you see a bully and you be like, okay, I can't beat him up, how can I either neutralize him or make him a friend? And I will say, try to make a friend before you have to neutralize them, because, just most part, bullies for the most part in the 90s, from all the TV shows and their programs, they was getting abused at home. I don't know what today's bullies like, but for the most part, they either were getting picked on themselves at home, they wasn't eating, or they was ugly. You choose, I don't know. But
shit, I thought that was a kid. I thought that's what happened to you if you was getting bullied, nigga. It's because you didn't have food at home, you was broke, you was ugly.
Nah,
that what happened to me. Shit, I was.
Nah, man, I was getting fed. I was getting fed. Most of I take that back. I had one bully that was. His name is Kevin. I told you about Kevin. Kevin, you seeing this? It's always gonna be on site. It's always
Damn,
gonna be
nah,
on site.
man. Anybody who bullied me, man, it's all love. You got it. Just understand it will never happen again. Just
Man,
long as you understand that it will never happen again. We cool,
no.
man, but it's all love. We was all children, and we had to learn. Because I had my ways too. I wasn't a perfect angel too, and I'm pretty sure some kids got some negative stories about my
I think
ass.
for me, I'm gonna hone in. I'm like, bruh, you had all the chicks, you had all the fly stuff, and your mama was fine, brother. Why was you picking on a kid that barely put some lotion in?
Hey,
You
how
know what?
tall
I'm
is
gonna go to
Kevin
third.
now, bro? That might ask
Kevin
you a
was shorter than
question.
me. Hey, yo, Kevin was shorter than me at that time because I think this was what, fourth grade. So I was like 5'11", about 5'11", 5'10". So he
You
had to
were
be like 5'5".
5'11" in the fourth grade?
Oh yeah, I hit my growth spurts,
Man,
bro.
that's why he was mad with you, bro. He could have had everything, but he knew them girls saw that. That's what Kevin was mad about, nigga. He
Brother,
didn't care about
most
no
of my school
good
clothes
hair or
came from
none
the
of that.
Goodwill or my cousins. I used to wear my cousin clothes. Brother, I didn't know what lotion was. You was hating on me, but conference resolution, maybe if he knew how to have a conversation, and maybe I would have knew how to have a conversation. Well, I take that back. We fought it out. You know, we went to the last was first, but we
This
never
nigga
had
was
the.
at school.
Hey, crazy thing is, I wasn't even a tall kid. It was this kid named Darnell who felt Darnell felt
Darnell was
fifth grade
13 in
twice.
the fourth grade, though. That's different.
Hey man, hey, oh how mighty they had fallen.
Man, that's different.
Hey,
I went to
bro,
school with a
I'm
nigga
telling you,
named Percy. He was like that. We wondered why Percy used to be the tallest nigga in school in the first grade, but he was the shortest
nigga
when we
named
got to
Percy.
sixth.
Why is that nigga named Percy in school?
I
Percy
don't know.
needs to be.
We realized the real reason why Percy stopped growing after the sixth grade. That nigga was grown.
Percy was pulling up, coming from work. Hey, Percy was coming to school after work. He said, y'all had them 12 shifts. 12 shifts? 12
Man,
shifts.
the solid part is when you play football with a kid like that and the coach just know he going to the NFL. He just so much advanced than the other kids. Nigga, he's
Man,
6 years older than us. Nigga, no
if
way.
y'all want to know how men, I don't know how it is for girls, but
Yeah.
bro, you know who's the favorite early. I remember this dude named Jacoby. Jacoby, man, he went to the Boys and Girls. I knew him in sixth grade because he went to the Southwest. No, he went to the main campus Boys and Girls Club. I went to Charlotte Brook. So we always played sports together. He was always good, but we ended up going to the same junior high together. And when I say, bro, the teachers loved them, the coaches loved them, and our coaches used to rank us. So they used to make us do Columbine. And, you know, my ass always had like 100. I always get the highest vertical, but everything else I sucked at. And Jacoby, number one, Jacoby was in the same reading classes as me, remedial reading class. And the teacher used to always pass. I'm like, he didn't have to read. Oh, but he's going to win us the football game. And my husband is the coach. So she told me, I'm like, that's one thing. We're gonna learn with the ranking system as an early age. Because I remember Jacoby, he was a cool dude. Like he was a cool dude. Like he really didn't act like one of those jocks that thought he was better. But man, when I say man, he got special treatment. He didn't have to try football, basketball, or any of those sports. They knew he was gonna be on the team.
Oh man, the whole generation of the red pill, blue pill, black pill content is a bunch of us brothers who was not the ones who had the advantage in growing.
And you know that's
ones who
crazy you
had that
say
leg to
that.
go. Yeah.
You know, that's crazy you say that because I be like, you know, I do respect the red pill for what it is, and I'm never gonna go against a brother. But I'm like, man, let's just be honest. A lot of us just couldn't get those girls. What if they really just didn't like us, and there's nothing we could do to get them? Like,
dude should have accepted that. Like, to me, that like I'm not a red pill content creator, but I'm one person that I don't pick what content niche or whatever like that. If you saying something is real and it makes sense, I'm gonna ride with it or whatever. So whether you red pill content, blue pill content, you a nigga who pander to females, or you talk whatever you talk, if it's something you said that makes sense, I gotta ride with that. Or if you said something you said that's factual, I gotta ride with that. It'd only be a fool to argue against it. So the one thing that's the only thing I would only push back on the red pill guys is that question, like, dog, deep down inside, do y'all really go hard on these women that'll be on y'all channels because we was just mad we couldn't get them when we was, you know what I mean, when we were the nobodies, you know, when it was a regular time? is that really like if you really was sitting talking to Myron or the guys from Fresh and Fit, it would just like Myron, I ain't saying anything you saying is wrong. Not gonna discredit any of the stuff that you saying, but dude, do you have a deep hatred for these girls because the only time they would talk to you is because you finally became Myron the Fresh and Fit?
It's a real because imagine if Pookie and let's just be honest. Imagine if Pookie and Ray Ray actually got on their shit. It would be even times harder because it's like we can get mad at Pookie and Ray Ray of the world, but it's like maybe they had something that you didn't have and it made you a better person. But it's like you're getting mad because the women just chose them off the rip. They just naturally selected. Because let's just take money away. Let's be honest. Let's go to the natural laws of order. And we're in the jungle. These guys exhibit things from nature that what makes a woman probably wants them. He has a I'm gonna go get it attitude, or he has a brazen to go fight another warrior. Yeah, in this setting, you can be considered the high value, whatever that means. But in the real world, we're in the jungle. Pookie don't mind going to go stab a fucking lion and disregard his life to eat. Where in this setting, you don't mind working triple hours watching YouTube to go build your thing. So maybe that most of those women are just going with what's biologically attracted to them and not just their looks. It's just they exhibit something that, you know, that the thing is pretty, yeah. And it's like money just make, and you know that no matter how much money you get, that's why you will tell them get enough money, but you know, fuck them, but don't, you know, but don't be with it, because you know at the end of the day, you just not gonna have it. And that's not a bad thing, because we can also say you probably passed on girls, you probably did a lot of girls the same way. It's one thing I do know. There's gonna be a lot of girls on your journey way before you have to turn your life around that you basically did the same thing to them, what you're blaming the women of today is doing. But you just didn't want to know. But yeah.
No, you said I'm agreeing with you. I was saying you
yeah. We only know who hurt us.
That's the thing about being on these podcast space that's scary. You know, for us it's easier, or at least for myself, because I got a small YouTube channel, and I hope to, if 7-8 people get on the live, I thought that's a success. You know what I mean? So you have a little bit more confidence to speak, you know, from an honest perspective. But to me, why not be vulnerable if you're going to have a relationship talk? And I don't see anybody being that way. Everybody, when they tell these stories, they either the hero or the victim. And it's like, to be honest, even with myself, man, I know most women that'll say, man, I was the villain. I did them dirty. I did, you know what I mean? And we got it. That's just something to be honest about. And here's the truth of it is, shit, some women, I was their Pookie. You know, and
I know I was.
We got to be honest with certain things. You know, some women, I were their Pookies.
I agree.
You know, some things, all I did, well, that's all I did was bring to the table. And look, be honest with you, you know, when I listen to like the brothers like No Fresh and Fit, No Fugazi, or even Kevin Samuels, to their credit, I'm assuming they're talking to guys who are, hey man, I make $250,000 a year now. I was a guy who was always overlooked by a chick, and then now I make $250,000 or more a year. Now I need some advice on what type of women I should avoid if I'm looking to be married. If that's your case, then I get that. But the rest of us who like, bro, you working regular jobs, man, you making anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000 a year, or even some of us who might be making from $30,000 to $80,000 a year. A lot of that shit ain't for you. A lot of it is, you know, what type of chick really will fool with you at your economic level and who you are for real. You know who gonna cut for you for real, bro. So a lot of us, sometimes we might chase somebody that's a little bit out our limit. Like I always say, we get our dating and our mating potential mixed up. You know, dating potential, that's the person that really cut for you. They love you on your best, they love you on your worst. That is when I say your equivalently yoked person is going to be. And you hope and pray to God that you marry that person. You know what I mean? That your equivalency of it. Or sometimes you may have to date somebody who a little bit under your look standards, a little bit above your. And when I say looks, I mean that more than just looks. I mean, you know, we know what we rank at in society. You know what I mean? And then you may have what I call your mating potential. So if you a dude, for example, and you're a guy and you're like a 6 overall, scale from 1 to 10, people would say you're a 6, right? Well, your dating potential may be a 6. All right. But your mating potential, nigga, you got a lot of game. You may have a little money, or you got a chick caught in the right light. You may be able to pull that 9. Or you may be able, you know what I'm saying? You may be able to pull that 9, or you may be willing to have sex with that 3. But you know damn well, if you with a person you view as a 3 and you a 6, you're not gonna feel compatible. You're gonna feel like you can get somebody else. And you know damn well you're gonna feel some level of insecurity if you with that 9. And nobody afraid to talk that truth. And ladies on the other end, the same vote for y'all. It's just the difference between y'all and us. We know when we are a 6, a 5, or 4, or wherever we fall on standards, or a 10, 9, 8, because society is gonna tell us where we at. Y'all, on the other hand, society lie to y'all too much.
Yeah,
You
and
said,
it's
you said it earlier in the conversation that how can you be better for yourself if you won't allow people to tell you the truth.
man, they try to say, man, I want to keep it real. I'm keeping honesty, like, keep it real, keep it honest. I'm like, man, are you honest with yourself? Are we honest with ourselves? And that's not even pointing fingers. Am I honest with myself? How can someone really tell you anything? Because we confuse hate, we confuse criticism with hate. We confuse someone trying to talk to you with hate. You confuse someone just telling you something simple as, hey, that may not be a good look to go here. You never want me to do
Or
anything.
do it this
Or
way.
and what's so bad about this, ladies, it's more fellas who starting to act like that. And that's the problem I have. The smoke I have, because it's the other guys who's condoning and saying, oh man, you don't have to worry about that. Like, bro, you just want and ladies, I'm not no high dollar preacher. I'm not no wizard or guru. But I'm going to tell you, it's the guy that's telling you you're right, the guy that's telling that you're right, trying to keep my man just got lost. It's the guy that's trying to tell you that it's right to do everything, is trying to get your clothes off. But the guy that's trying to tell you something to keep your clothes on, you got to ask yourself that. Why does this man want me to keep my clothes on? But yeah, man, it's a tough situation sometimes, man, when you try to have conversations, because I've been in places where I thought someone was hating, and that's something just more me. I have to really learn how to really understand what is hate and what is not hate, because we get this thing messed up all the time. Like, what is hate and what is not hate? Why is my screen so dirty? I don't like my screen being so dirty. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things. But I don't know, he got lost or what. Anyway, man, we chopped it up for an hour, 30 minutes. We definitely gonna do this again, man. I'll catch y'all later. Be good, be safe. Cheetah Critic, Tony Mack, the comedian. Holla at y'all.
Yo, 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 yo. I was trying to tell my bro I was still here. I was trying to give him the shine because he was giving out some good game and some good knowledge. Like he said, man, at the end of the day, we all got to be willing to be accountable about ourselves, especially myself, you know. And at times, even myself have gotten my head where I was like, oh man, they just hating on me. Oh man, they don't want me to shine, or this person don't want to be in this, that, and the third. And a lot of times they just giving you that real opinion or giving you some criticism. And oftentimes they're giving you some constructive criticism for you to build off of. You know what I mean? So, hey, we take advice and we do what we made with it, y'all. But y'all know me, Tony Mack, my channel, where it's always love, but it's always real. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Peace.